Traveling and friendship have proven repeatedly to be my fountain of youth, to be my portals to return to myself. And so um, I want to share about the many of you already know the wonder of travel, but if anyone ever needs encouragement to go alone, with groups, with friends, and just to spend time with friends, I want to share about my experiences with that magic and then encourage you to do the same. So usually when I come in here, I am here in yoga clothes. I have just come from walking or yoga, which are also two things that I use a lot to self-regulate and make sure that I'm connecting with the earth outside and connecting with myself inside. But today I wanted to share about travel and friendship for two reasons. Well, because a couple things that happened. So yesterday I was watching an interview with Delroy Lindo and Denzel Washington, who are both seasoned men, who ain't new to this, they true to this, and who have a long history with each other. And Denzel said at the beginning, "And man, you look the same." And I'm sure that's true to a degree, and I'm sure it's also not true because everyone ages. We're blessed to be able to age. I know that when there's a group of sisters from college that I graduated with, and when we hang out together, we are 17 to 21. And it doesn't matter, like, I can look at them and know that these bodies have made babies. I know that these bodies are perimenopausal. I know that these bodies may have some new gray or some new dye or a new whatever, whatever, whatever. But when I look in their faces, they look the same to me. And it's because I love them. So there's something about love and connection that allows you to just be eternal. Um, and it's so true. Even with people that I know, I remember there was a picture of me online somewhere. One of the brothers I was in choir with when I was young said, "Hey, you look the same." I know I don't look the same. There's no way for me to look exactly the same. But whatever it was that that he remembered of me at that time when we were traveling singing in the concert choir, something resonated. And he was like, "That's what I see." So I was going to start with travel, but I'll start with this is that I want to encourage everyone, but particularly women and mothers, to make sure you are going to play. The blessing of me going to walk during the week is that I get to do it with a sister friend of mine. And we have known each other for a very long time. Wow. It might be 20 years. It's been a while. It's at least 17, 18 years because I'm counting by children. So it's a very easy rhythm to fall into. It's a very easy knowing to fall into. With the sisters that I travel with, they are outside of my parents, the longest running love affair that I have ever been in. Um, they've known me for 30 years, 30 something like that years. And so before husbands, before children, before parents aging, before the transition of children to different stages of their lives, they've known me and I know them. And we have the space to challenge each other, to grow, to disagree, to agree, um, all of those things, to learn alongside each other, to not learn alongside each other. But I was talking to a family member, and she was saying that her husband, and rightly so, that he should have, that her husband has an annual date with some of his friends he gets together with, and and he enjoys it, and it's good. It's like it's good for him. And I was asking her, well, what do you have for you that is that? Um, and I don't know that she had anything. I do believe since then she has been putting some things in order to do that. But how necessary that is when I wake up, when I wake up during the day, um, generally the first thing that I hear is a request. Um, Baby, where's the such and such? Mama, can you help me find mine? Baby, do you know where the such and such is? Or did you hear? It's always there's a request. And so before I can get firmly into myself, there is a request. And so having friends who have known me for that long lets me remember me. It lets me remember me outside of titles or obligations or responsibilities. And it lets me know who I am when I'm just Adia. It's just me, which is no detraction from anything else. It is the beauty of being able to be loved on as myself. And so thinking about them and thinking about the beauty in that space of being me, of being uh, all the gifts that I have, all the silliness that I have, all the stories that I have, the acceptance in that space is such a blessing. And when we can link it to travel, it is awesome. So travel, along with friendship and separate from it, has, especially in recent years, become very, very necessary. People who have hit this age, who have hit anywhere in their 40s to 50s, know that your children get older. If you've chosen to have children, they get older, and your parents get older, and so there's a pulling between those two poles of care and concern for parents and care and concern for children as they are both navigating new spaces in their lives, and as we are navigating new spaces in being there for them and being connected to them. So my love of travel began when I was a child. We would have summer vacations. And so this is also encouragement to anyone. I think it's very important for women to travel on our own. I need solo travel is something I have not done a lot of, that I need to add more of. But the travel of being able to take our children is also a benefit, but still making sure that there's travel for us. So my love for travel, I say of taking children because what my parents gave me was a love for travel. We had annual family vacations that I know my mother likely spearheaded because she wanted to go. So we saw so many places across the United States. We saw Mount Rushmore and Old Faithful and the Statue of Liberty. We walked all the way up the Statue of Liberty. I don't even know if you can do that right now. We went to Disney World. We saw Universal Studios. We went to Disneyland. Um, they took us to Canada. And then they took us to Canada again once we were grown and had children, and my children were able to see Canada. We've been to Mexico as adults with them. When I was in high school, they sent me to Spain as part of my Spanish class that I was taking. And it was magnificent. I think it was the first time I tasted any wine, and I'm not a drinker. Some monks had made this really sweet, warm wine, and almost to this date, that was probably 30 years ago, and I can feel it in my chest, probably over 30. I can feel it in my chest and how sweet it was. On my own, I've traveled to somewhere between 10 and 15 countries. And even though that number is not large, many of them, a few of them I've gone to more than once. In recent years, the necessity of travel to clear my mind, to be in wonder, to be in marvel, to not have an agenda, to not have to manage the list or the clothes or who's eating when or making sure the food is packed, all those things. The ability to go somewhere and make sure that I'm eating something delicious, that I'm resting, that I get to go play, that I get to go look at things I've never seen, that I get to make connections with people that may just be for that trip is priceless, is absolutely priceless. So the one of the trip that did this for me the most was I traveled to the Dominican Republic with Sisters of Yoga, and the I don't mind shouting them out because that is magnificent. They're a magnificent organization, magnificent women in it. These are the women at the helm, our mamas, and curated a group that was women from the ages of 20s to 50s. And whenever I came home and told friends about it, I marveled at the fact that I didn't need a name. I was like, I got up, talked to my roommate, showered, looked at the rainforest, ate a delicious breakfast, some of it which has now become part of my regular daily ritual, and walked through the rainforest and got in the water and zip line and rode ATVs and went to many different beaches and got to be in my skin and be beautiful in my skin and wear bathing suits without concern of anything except feeling luscious and lovely. And it was such a respite. It was such a renewal that it has to happen annually so I can catch my breath, so I can connect to me, so that I can look at new trees and new animals and new sunsets and new bodies of water and all of the things. And so I want to encourage you. I speak out of my experience, so I'm usually expecting women, mamas, Black women, and I know this is a truth that is necessary for many people. So if you are not those things, still a truth that is necessary for many people is to open up your boundaries. I think the story that's been told for so long is that the pinnacle of the world is the U.S., which has not been true probably ever, but it's something that's been sold for a very long time, so that people believe this is the only place to be. And it's amazing how many of our leadership in the government do not have active and valid passports. The the expansion that happens when you get to leave this country and see how things work outside of this country, to see the systems that are set up, both good and bad, but to see community food that is so fresh and good and healing, air, all of those things, just to be able to step out for a moment and step firmly into yourself. So I just wanted to share today. It has been, there are spaces that are heavy because sometimes life is that way. And I was thinking, what are the things that help me float and find light again? And these are two of those things: traveling and connecting with friendships, especially long term friendships, developing friendships and maintaining communal friendships, especially with women, has been a godsend and continues to be so. So if you have not booked your next trip, and even if it is not a trip out of the country, a trip to somewhere near you, a trip to maybe there's a reel or something on Instagram that was this girl walked into her sister friend's house, took her shoes off, said hey to somebody, walked right upstairs, took her snacks out of her purse, reclined in the beanbag, took her wig off, put her blanket on, and went to sleep. So, so I have a sister friend that I show up at her house that way. I show up at her house, I get myself a good hug. I steal one of the snacks from her son on his way to school. I'll curl up on her couch and watch whatever streaming services I do not have here in the house. And it is a true blessing. So it doesn't always have to be a far flung slingshot across the world, although it's magnificent. Just finding some space to renew, finding some space to unplug, finding some space to put down the steady hum of the concerns that we have and the concerns that are pumped into us. Make space for that. Make space for you. So again, this is Reverend Okomfo Mwalimu Yogi Mama Sister Adia saying, I'll see you next time. Have a great day.